Hi, my name is Haley Snyder, and I'm doing my presentation on excusable and justifiable violence in today's fiction. First, we have the 2016 movie Split, directed and written by M. Night Shyamalan. I'm sure we've all heard about it. It was all over commercials, and the trailers were everywhere. But it's about the kidnapping of three teenagers by a man who had multiple personality disorder, and we knew this by the different alters that he presented throughout the movie. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can see his three alters. You have a childlike figure that had childlike mannerisms. You had a very violent man with OCD, and then you have all the way to the right a mother-like figure, very religious, compassionate. And he did kidnap these girls, but because of his multiple personality disorder, he was not in the right state of mind. Therefore, his crime could be excusable under diminished capacity plea. And next we have The Hunger Games by Susan Collins as my book choice. And there is in the book there is a government, and this government kind of focuses on the entertainment of the rich and population control in poor communities. There was a draft with children and teens, and whoever was picked for that draft based on their district, or what we would call a state, they would have to fight for their lives in a battle against other children from other districts. And they were forced to do this as entertainment for the rich. And this would be excusable by self-defense in our society. In their government and society, they wouldn't be punished for it. They would either win or they would die. There was no in between, and they were praised if they won. But there was about, I don't know how many districts, so it was like a 1 in 100 chance of actually winning. And next we have Gunpowder and Lead as my music choice by Miranda Lambert. And it starts off by this woman saying that her significant other is going to be out of jail any minute. I'm guessing they had a dispute earlier that night, and she's gonna wait by the door with a shotgun for him to come home, and if he does try to come after her, she is going to do something about it. And she goes on to explain more domestic violence that she's endured through hidden messages. And we do not know if she ever does defend herself, but the song does end with her saying how he ended up coming home and he began to hit her. So we can assume that she had to use the gun, and if she did have to use the gun and kill her significant other, this murder would be excusable by means of self-defense and diminished capacity plea, because we can assume maybe she had trauma or PTSD from years of abuse and she was defending herself after being hit. And finally, we have the movie Taken for my choice, directed by Morel. It's about a ex-government official starting to reconnect with his daughter, and his daughter ends up going on a trip to Paris, and he knows that Paris is very heavily sex trafficked, and it turns out that both the girls get taken into sex trafficking, and they are going to be auctioned off in a number of days, and he feels like he has to do something about it, which every father should feel like they have to do something about it. And I believe this would be excusable offense by means of self-defense, because he had to do something about his daughter and her friend being kidnapped and potentially sold to human trafficking if nothing was done.